process. So my brothers and sisters, I've been a little long, but you know, it's kind of hard to rush through this stuff. It hurts to talk about it. It's stuff you would never imagine. How many of you have heard this public policy and seen this stuff, and you never imagined you would see this in your lifetime? We got a 92-year-old woman that comes down tomorrow Monday, and she said to me, Reverend Bob, I can't die now. And she's serious. She said, I've been in a long time, been in 92 years, and, I know God, heaven is my home, but I can't die now. And she's like that man in the Bible, who said to them, give me my mountain, don't take my mountain away from me. I got to keep fighting. So what do? I believe that we have to have a new language, a new way of talking about who we are that brings us together. Bigger than Republican, Democrat, black and white, liberal versus conservative. Yes, we have to deal with some of those issues in those categories, but we need a language that helps us get at the issue of what's immoral versus what's moral, what's extreme versus what's constitutional, what's right versus what's wrong. And I think we need something new. Say new. New. And for that, that's an acronym. The N stands for we've got to be bold enough now, like Jesus, to just name some stuff as immoral. My grandma used to tell me, she's old Pentecostal, she said, boy, you can't cast some demons out till you call them a demon. You got to call it what it is. You got to call a spade. You got to call it wrong. If it's wrong, it's just wrong. Wrong is just wrong. It's immoral to hurt unemployed people just because you got the power. It's immoral to tax the working people just because you can, so that you can give a tax cut to the wealthy. It's wrong. It's just wrong. No debate. It's just wrong to attack teachers in public education. And it's just wrong to rig elections so that you can maintain power. It's just plain wrong. And we've got to have a language that allows us to name it just like this. Not about whether you're a Democrat, whether I'm a Republican, whether you're an independent. It's something we need to come together on because they are just wrong, and we need to stand up in righteousness, righteous indignation against them. Number two, we have got to expose the myth. And the myth is where the greedy and the wealthy or their paid puppets run platforms that divide us deliberately so they can rob the bank. They keep black folk from talking to white people, and white people from talking to black people, and they divide us west and east, and they hope the two never meet. Because if we meet, we just might find out we got common ground. If we meet, we might find out that the folk in Mitchell County love education just as much as my mama in Martin County. You see, if we meet, we might find out we have some common values and some common faith and some common love. We might be able to agree on some things like loving your neighbor as yourself. We might be able to agree on some fundamental principles of the good of the whole. And so we've got to destroy this myth that people somehow teach that you can hurt some people and it'll only hurt those people over there. This world now is so close, and it's brought this so small because of technology, because of who we are. As Dr. King said, we are inextricably bound together. What affects one affects the other. What hurts folk in Martin County hurts folk in Mitchell County. There's a connection that we have in our common humanity. And we have to destroy this myth that you can write a policy and just hurt those people. Who are those people? You can hurt them. Who is that? Who are they? And then last thing, we have to work to build a fusion movement today. And that's what Moral Monday is about. It's a movement about the moral fabric of our society. People who are black and white and Hispanic and young and old coming together to fight against this dangerous agenda of extremism. And thank God, if there's one thing I'm thankful for, I'm thankful that in this book that I was taught to read, sitting around my grandmama, that I heard my father make this book talk time and time again before he left and went home to be with the Lord. I'm glad that no matter what folk do that are wrong, there's this scripture that says, if you hang in there, what people mean for evil, God can turn it to good. And if there's one thing that I'm glad about in all of this pain, is that when they attacked workers, and they attacked teachers, and they attacked education, and they attacked our children, and they attacked the sick folk, it has had a strange way of bringing us together. Yeah, strange way.